DAZN, the must-have streaming service for fight fans. Now, it's great to see everyone here. A lot of faces I've seen many times over the last 3.5 decades. And I would just like to announce, for me, I have a personal relationship with DAZN and Matchroom Boxing moving forward. That's starting in September. I will be their permanent ring announcer for all their fights. I've just signed a multi-year deal with them. So I'm very excited about that. Well, thank you. Now today, DAZN will reveal its opening slate of fights, how much it's going to cost, and most importantly, how DAZN is setting out to change the game. Now you're going to hear from Perform Group Executive Chairman John Skipper, DAZN CEO James Rushton, Matchroom Sport Managing Director Eddie Hearn, and from the world of mixed martial arts, Bellator President Scott Coker. And we have a very special treat for you, ladies and gentlemen. He flew in last night to be here at this very special event. Olympic gold medal champion, the reigning and defending undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, A.J. Anthony Joshua, is here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, in the same way DAZN will do things differently for fans, today's announcement event is going to provide you, the media, and the broader boxing and mixed martial arts community with more of what we think you really want, and that's access, one-on-one access today with all those that I just mentioned in the room, with the fighters, promoters, and executives. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further delay, let's get ready to rumble. First up for you, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Perform Group Executive Chairman John Skipper.
Thank you. So I want to thank everybody for attending. I was so anxious to be here. I too flew in last night straight from Moscow, and I was anxious to be here because I've never been as excited in my career as I am about the opportunity that we have now at Perform and DAZN. We are clearly at a pivotal time in sports media, a time of tremendous disruption, though it is disruption that's going to be great for fans. DAZN is at the center of this disruption for fans, and our intention is to be the global leader in streaming sports direct to consumers. The status quo is changing, and no one is more poised to take advantage of that change than DAZN. We're poised because we have a robust technological platform, first mover advantage, and we have proven the model. DAZN launched businesses in Japan, Germany, Switzerland, Austria, and Canada. We will launch in Italy next month, which brings us to today and the launch of DAZN in the United States. We are here in the United States to introduce our brand, the quality of our product to American sports fans, and we will begin with a content lineup that will be must-have content for fight fans in the United States, beginning this fall. For more details about that service, I'm going to introduce and turn things over to CEO James Rushton. Thank you all for being here. James?
Thanks, John. Since we announced the Matchroom deal, the Bellator deal, and most recently the World Boxing Super Series deal, the chat forums, the discussions, even the press, have been a lot of rumours about our pricing, about when we're launching, about what fights we're going to have, who's going to appear in the fights, and what the venues. So between myself, Eddie and Scott, I hope that we can answer the majority of those questions today, if not all of them. But first of all, I just want to take 2 or 3 minutes just to talk about DAZN's fans first philosophy. And it's really important to us because what makes us different, it's part of our DNA, and I think it gives us a competitive advantage. DAZN really simply is created by fans for the fans. We're built on a belief, we're built on a premise that the traditional way of broadcasting, the sort of linear way of broadcasting needs to change. It's not the way we all consume media going forward. And if you look at the markets where we've launched the last 2.5 years, where we've coupled amazing content with accessibility, so we don't bundle DAZN as part of any sort of pay TV network, when we combine amazing content with affordability, not price discounting, but offering a fair deal for fans. When we combine amazing content with scalability, so we broadcast all the games on the weekend, or we broadcast all the fights on our fight card, DAZN is a real generator of change. And whilst today is very much about our US launch and very much about our fight sports, what I would say to the whole of the room, in terms of our mission statement and what we're looking to do, we're here to make sports fans in the US have a better deal. And so we start our journey of creating a better deal with fight sports. And we're talking about it on the plane on the way over. I generally can't think of any other cohort of fans, any sport around the world, that get as a rougher deal as fight fans here in the US. You pay your basic cable pack, you pay your premium sports pack, probably the highest premium sports pack because the fights are on various different networks. You follow some fighters, they eventually get a great fight, then you've got to pay 50, 60, 70 bucks on a pay-per-view. That's not a good deal for fans. That's not how DAZN works. We're going to offer a better deal for fight fans, and we're going to do that in a few ways. First of all, and Eddie and Scott will explain, we're going to provide pay-per-view quality events, pay-per-view quality shows without the pain of pay-per-view. It's all going to be part of a very affordable monthly subscription fee. We're going to absolutely stack our cards, the very best fighters we can get hold of, and we're going to show every single one of those fights. From fight 1 to fight 7, we're going to show all of the fights exclusively live on DAZN. And because we're not a linear broadcaster, we don't have some of the challenges that you associate with delayed rights or blackouts. All of that nonsense goes with DAZN. We don't have any of those restrictions. So we'll talk about it a little bit later on in terms of the video, but from the start we have 70 live events, live fight sports events scheduled or contracted on the service. 55 of those are exclusively live on DAZN. That means on average we get one amazing fight night every single week of the year. And for that reason alone, I think we're an absolute must-have for all fight fans here in the US. And I say that, and we haven't even talked about the price yet, so let me get around to that, the formalities, if you will. So we're launching on September the 10th. We're launching at $9.99 per month. There won't be any annual subscriptions, it's simply $9.99 a month. For that $9.99 a month, you can hook up or link in as many devices as you like, but we do restrict you, so you're only able to broadcast 3 of those devices at any one time. We believe in the sort of try before you buy methodology, so you can have a 30-day free trial, and you can cancel any time. These are the foundations that have done served us so well in our 5 existing markets. These are the foundations of accessibility, of flexibility that has driven our business to the successes that it's already enjoyed. And it's the flexibility and the accessibility that will make a fantastic service for boxing fans and MMA fans here in the US. Obviously, the number of fans we get through the door, the number of customers and subscribers we will have, is going to be very much based on the quality of the fights that we put on, the quality of the shows that we put on. So rather than me talk about that, I'll pass the stage on to Eddie and Scott to talk about it in a bit more detail. But before I do, we have a sizzle video to get you in the mood. Thank you.
You don't wanna have it with my crew.
If he works in the group, he's smart.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming for New York today. All I can say, judging by this turnout and the cost of this party, is thank God I'm not paying for it. Because these boys at DAZN like to do it properly. And I'm so excited with a team that have the kind of vision and belief and budget needed to take this new episode to a new level. In my opinion, this is the greatest thing to happen in boxing in America for a long, long time. We have so much to tell you about today, and I'm not a man that runs off notes, just off trap. And we're going to start by officially confirming that we will launch DAZN on September the 22nd in our capacity with Anthony Joshua against Alexander Povetkin for the unified heavyweight championship of the world in front of 90,000 people in Wembley from the UK. The biggest star in world boxing will be launching the DAZN platform in Anthony Joshua. When I first sat down and spoke to Perform and James and John Skipper, it was clear that their vision goes well beyond boxing. And already the content that they have acquired for fight fans is quite phenomenal. 16 live shows coming from the US, 16 live shows coming from the UK. The World Boxing Super Series, a fantastic new concept that's come through in boxing, and obviously now can be seen across the US by fight fans. Bellator as well. I think a real driving force now behind MMA. You can hear from Scott Coker shortly as well. And today we're all about introducing you to some of our new talent that's going to be fighting on the DAZN platform. October the 6th will be our first event from Chicago. Then we're going to move to October the 20th, we'll be in LA. And we've got a number of fighters that will be taking part on those shows here today. I'm going to start by getting a few people up to say a few words. And first of all, a guy that will be headlining that October the 6th show in Chicago, a guy that I'm very pleased to be welcoming to DAZN. He's former two-time world champion, two-weight world champion, currently top 5 in every governing body. I'd like to put your hands together for Jesse Vargas.
Thank you, Eddie. Well, I'm very excited to be here, to be present. Thank you for having me. And I'm looking forward to this great project. I'm looking forward to giving you a show, headlining some of the greatest fights of the year. And you will get just that, some of the greatest fights of the year. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for your support. And enjoy the show. DAZN.
Okay, we're going to move on now to a young lady. We talk about women's boxing right now, and I think it's extremely hot. Katie Taylor is a phenomenon of the sport. She's a 5-time world amateur champion, 6-time European amateur champion, former Olympic gold medalist as well. Next week, she fights in London, defending her WBA and IBF world lightweight titles, and she'll be fighting in Chicago on October the 6th against Cindy Serrano. I'd like a big warm welcome to the current reigning WBA, IBF world lightweight champion, Katie Taylor.
Thank you so much, Eddie. I'm delighted to be here and delighted to be involved with this new and most exciting DAZN platform. Women's boxing is on fire at the moment, and it's such a privilege to be given this opportunity. Delighted to be fighting Cindy Serrano on October the 6th. Obviously, my sights are firmly set on my fight next week, but I've no doubt that the fight against Cindy will be an exciting one, a fight that I love to be involved in, and I'm delighted to be given this opportunity. And yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. Also on the card, I'm delighted to agree a multi-fight deal with Yvonne Michel and Artur Beterbiev, the 175-pound IBF world champion, will be defending his title against England's Callum Johnson on the card as well. Another world champion that has joined the Matchroom and DAZN platform is a fine young fighter out of California, the reigning WBA super bantamweight champion. He's going to be fighting on our October 20th card against Gavin McDonald from the UK. I'd like a big round of applause for the current WBA super bantamweight champion, Daniel Roman.
Thank you, Eddie. I'm excited here. I'm thankful for Eddie Hearns, Matchroom Boxing, and my promoter, Thompson Boxing, and DAZN for having me here, my manager. I'm really excited. I'm ready for what's coming up for me, and I'm ready for going back home on October the 20th in California. And, estoy feliz de estar aquí, estoy contento. Quiero agradecer a Eddie Hearns y a Matchroom y a the Zone que estamos trabajando juntos y a mi manager y a mi promotor también. Estoy feliz y contento de estar aquí y estoy listo para lo que viene y estoy feliz que voy a pelear para atrás en octubre 20 en California. Muchas gracias.
Okay, it's not just about reigning world champions and elite fighters as well. We have to breed the next generation of stars coming through in the US right now. I'm delighted to sign 3 young amateur fighters, Golden Gloves champions, US team members as well, who are going to be boxing all around the US following our shows on DAZN. So this is going to be the first time that these guys are speaking in front of you in a professional capacity. So I want to give them a big round of welcome. Particularly, I'm going to bring up a young heavyweight right now, ranked number 2 across the US, going to be turning pro in October with us. He even looks like Anthony Joshua as well. I believe he can fight like him as well. Big round of applause for Brooklyn's Nikosi Solomon.
Good afternoon. How y'all doing, man? It's a pleasure just to be up here. You know, my dreams are coming true thanks to Matchroom Boxing and DAZN for like seeing the talent this young man has. I'm just here to just try to learn every day. You know, my journey through my pro career, I just want to learn and become the best in my craft. That's the goal here, man. Yeah.
Another young amateur as well out of Brooklyn, out of the same gym actually. This is a phenomenal athlete right here. This is a guy who has excelled in every form of boxing and mixed martial arts, jiu-jitsu, wrestling. He's the ultimate fighter as far as I'm concerned. He's the current reigning Golden Gloves champion out of Brooklyn again. Please, big round of applause for Reshat Mati. He's a heartbreaker as well.
No. How you doing? How you guys doing? You know, I wasn't expecting to officially turn pro, but when Eddie Hearn get to officially talk to me, you know, it was time to take a next chapter into my life. I'm extremely honored and grateful to work with Matchroom Boxing, and just, you know, fulfill my legacy and become world champion.
Finally, from the young amateur side, again, a phenomenal talent coming out of the US national team. Again, from right here in New York, a fantastic middleweight. This guy's been sparring with all the top fighters, Danny Jacobs. I think he's going to light up the zone in his first year as a professional. Big round of applause for Nikita Ababi.
Thank you. Big crowd. I'm just thankful for Eddie Hearns and Matchroom Boxing for giving me an opportunity to fight in the biggest crowds, and I'm looking forward for the next couple of years. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be exciting. I can't wait to take over, and I can't. This is big. I'm gonna keep it simple. I just can't wait to let everybody know who the white chocolate is, and take over. Thank you.
You guys, you know, you're getting there, guys. You're getting there. It's all part of the process. Don't worry. 3 superstars right there. There's 2 guys as well that are going to be joining us very, very shortly, who I'm delighted to welcome to the team. I'm delighted to be working with Rock Nation with the WBO super lightweight champion of the world, Maurice Hooker, joining the Matchroom and DAZN team as well. He's a fine young fighter that has just won the world championship. He's got a mandatory defense against Alex Saucedo. It's a great fight. We're looking to add to our October 20th card as well. And a big heavyweight who is always late. And he's late again today. And it's not Anthony Joshua. It's big baby Jarrell Miller, straight out of New York and Brooklyn. He'll be here shortly. Or maybe he's running from Anthony Joshua. I don't know. He doesn't want to turn up in here. But you know, we'll see. Please don't tell him I said that when he arrives. Okay, it's good. It's good. Now I'm going to welcome up, I believe, one of the best talents in world boxing. Every now and again you meet a fighter that you just feel has so much potential, but we just haven't seen him exposed to an audience that can follow this kid. He has personality, he has skill. He is a former Olympic captain. He's a former amateur world champion. He's a two-time world champion. He's the current ranked #1 middleweight in boxing right now. He's going to be challenging for the world title very, very soon. This is his coming out party today because this young man is a star and he's going to show it with Matchroom and DAZN. I want a massive round of applause for Boo Boo Demetrius Andrade.
Yeah. It's a proud moment. It's a proud moment, you know. I'm ready to take over. I'm ready to do what I have to do. But I just want to thank a few people first, you know. I want to thank my man, Eddie McGuire. He's my ambassador of Quan, man. Eddie McGuire, my ambassador of Quan. Where you at real quick? Come here, Eddie. Let them come see you real fast. My ambassador of Quan, bring your butt over here now. Come here. Please, sir. My ambassador of Quan, right here. Ed Favs, man. He's the reason why we got in this position. My dad, I love him. Paul Andre, my head trainer. He's militant, but I like him, man. He's militant. You know what I'm saying? That's my man right there. But yeah, you know, it's been a long time coming. I'm still tall, black, and handsome, and I'm ready to take on and give boxing what they've been missing. You know, I got everything it takes, and be in this position with Matchroom and Eddie Hearns, that's who's gonna like push me the way I need to be pushed, and I'm gonna push myself so I can give myself the best, you know, position I can to get in shape and do what I have to do to win. And you already see what the type of talent he's bringing to the table, the type of show we're gonna be putting on. So tune in, get ready, cause it's me again. Thank you.
Mr. Hooker and Mr. Miller are joining us very shortly, so I'm going to roll straight in to the big one, the launch of the platform, and quite frankly, the biggest star in world boxing. Right now, Anthony Joshua is lighting up the world worldwide. 90,000 against Vladimir Klitschko, 80,000 against Carlos Takam, 80,000 against Joseph Parker. He has currently had 21 professional contests. His 22nd will be against the mandatory challenger Alexander Povetkin live on DAZN. Let's put that into context. 22 fights, and he has already boxed Vladimir Klitschko, Dominic Brazil, Joseph Parker, Carlos Takam, and now Alexander Povetkin. This is a guy in an age where there are fighters who say they want to fight, but they don't really step up to the plate. This young man is doing his thing behind closed doors, and he's fighting the very, very best. 22 fights. He's already dealt with most of the Ring magazine, and in my opinion, he's going to deal with every single one of them. But first, he has a very, very tough fight against a Russian, former Olympic champion himself, the mandatory challenger with the WBA. I'm delighted to be working with World of Boxing and Vadim as well, as great partners to be working with. And first of all, I want to welcome up to the stage the current WBA #1 mandatory challenger, Alexander Povetkin.
Добрый день. Хочется поблагодарить Эдди Хёрна, Андрея Рябинского за этот бой. Я знаю, что Энтони Джошуа олимпийский чемпион, сильнейший боксер в мире. Так что приходите, будет интересно и красивый бой. Благодарю.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I would like to thank Andrei Rybinski and World of Boxing, as well as Eddie Hearn and Matchroom for putting this great fight together. Anthony Joshua is a respected champion. He's an Olympian, an Olympic champion. And I just want to make sure that everybody knows this is going to be a very, very interesting fight. I invite everybody to see this fight live or on TV if you can. It's going to be very exciting.
Just hang around for us. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, it's an honor to fly here to New York with this young man. I've been a part of his career since his professional debut. He's been an absolute joy to work with. He's probably one of the most focused and hard-working athletes I've seen, and he's a great example of what boxing can do to young people's lives, change the focus and direction of young men's life, and what he's achieved is quite phenomenal. Another defence, his 7th world title fight on September the 22nd, live on DAZN. I want a huge New York welcome to the reigning WBA, IBF, WBO, and IBO heavyweight champion of the world, Anthony Joshua.
Thank you for everyone for turning out. Unbelievable fighters here on the stage. One of them that I'll be competing with in about 11 weeks. DAZN, an unbelievable broadcasting channel to be a part of. Breaking boundaries. It's a new era for broadcasting. And everything we do is always refreshing and new. So it was only right that we be part of this. And shout out to Eddie Hearn and Matchroom for making this opportunity possible. So thank you very much.
Okay, we got a couple of fanboys down here. Don't worry, you'll get your chance to talk to the big man. In fact, there's more people here than there was at Deontay Wilder's last fight, so don't worry about that. We'll be fine. Okay, in all seriousness, we're going to be talking to all you guys shortly. We're going to have a group photo up here now. Big Baby Miller and Maurice Hook are also on the way. We're going to spin off into individual areas as well, and then we're going to have a head-to-head with Anthony Joshua and Alexander Povetkin. And I'm going to pass over to Scott Coker to tell you more about the Bellator events. Hopefully, he won't talk as much as me. But we cannot wait. And again, thank you so much to Michael Buffer as well, who we've been working with for such a long time. Going to be working exclusively now with Matchroom Boxing and DAZN. And that's a real honour in itself as well. So thank you so much for coming today. We're going to have photos up here now, and we look forward to bringing you some great fights in 2017-18. Thank you very much. Okay.
James. Just hold. Eddie, we're gonna bring James up. So hold the photo. We're gonna keep on going. Okay, you guys need to come back a little bit further up. Can you come, guys? Can you come a little bit? Yeah, like that, open. And then we're gonna do another one with James if he's able to come. Thank you.
Michael, I want you to say, let's get ready to rumble and not turn it down. Okay.
Johnny, you can get close if you need to. Okay. So this is our photographer. Right here, this is our house photographer. So everybody look at Johnny right there. We need our photographer. And where's so go ahead, go there. So start orchestrating photos.
When they get up, I go on, right? That's how it works? Yeah. This is all good, buddy. This is all good. Subscribers building up as we speak.
Let's get you up.
Am I getting up now?
Yeah.
This is going to be a tough one to live with that, you know? Miller's pulling Shannon Briggs up. Yeah, exactly. Excuse me 1 second, Jim. Excuse me 1 second. Sorry. Like I'm in a sauna.
It is a sauna.
Michael, you always look cool and calm and collected though. Ever since I know you.
Do you want ice water?
Oh no, I think I'm gonna. Yeah, well, is there some? Is there water?
There you go.
Hey, thanks for that lead-in.
What's that?
The mic or here? Testing. Testing? Okay, great. Thanks, Michael. Thank you, Michael. Let's talk a little bit MMA. That was a great setup. But you know what? One of the things about mixed martial arts, I'd like to say is there's a gentleman here today that if it wasn't for him, mixed martial arts wouldn't be where it is at today. And I'm not sure if he's still here, but that's Kevin Kay from Spike TV. Let's give it up for Kevin. It's okay, you can just do it right there. So Kevin Kay was the one that greenlit The Ultimate Fighter in 2005, and that's what really took mixed martial arts to a whole different level. And we're so proud to be here and be part of the DAZN family. 2 weeks ago, we announced a great tournament, the welterweight tournament called the World Grand Prix, and it'll be on September 29th in San Jose, live only on DAZN. And I'd like to just introduce some of the participants in the tournament, and we have some of them here today. Our welterweight champion, Roy McDonald, will be entering the tournament sometime in February of next year. Michael Venom Page, they call him MVP from London. He's in the house today. He'll be in the tournament. Douglas Lima, former world champion, he'll be in the tournament as well. Lorenz Larkin, Andrei Koreshkov, John Fitch, Neiman Gracie, who was also here, Ed Ruth, and Yarrow Umasov. This is truly the best welterweight division in the planet. We have the best fighters in that division, better than any other league. And we're all going to get it on, and it's going to be live on DAZN on September 29th. In addition to the tournament, we have Rampage Jackson fighting Vanderlei Silva, which will be another big fight, be a Legends fight. And we also have a fight between Roy McDonald fighting Gegard Mousasi. So this is really a pay-per-view card, and it's going to be free on DAZN with a subscription. And I look forward to seeing everybody there September 29th. At this time, I'd like to have some of my fighters come up. MVP, come up, please. Come here, Mike. Back again, Mike. MVP, how do you say something? So MVP, say a few words about getting into the tournament. Get ready.
So yeah, Scott Coker just announced that we got a tournament. Don't worry about anybody else. The one and only MVPs in the tournament. That's all you need to know. You know.
Thank you. Let's have Douglas Lima, former world champion, come up, please. Douglas had an amazing fight with Roy McDonald back in January. Amazing event.
Thank you, Scott. Happy to be here. Happy to fight again. I can't wait. It's going to be an amazing tournament, like I said. I'm glad to be part of the zone, and just looking forward to see who I'm fighting.
Yes, well, I can tell you the very first fight in the tournament will be Douglas Lima fighting Andrei Koreshkov on September 29th. That'll be the first round of the tournament. And Neiman Gracie is here. Grandmaster of Jiu-Jitsu here from New York City. Member of the Gracie family.
How are you guys? It's a pleasure to be part of Bellator, and I can't wait for this tournament. I want to show the whole world what I'm all about, you know? So I'm here representing my family, and I can't wait for this.
Great. You know, I'd like to say thanks to our new partners, James Rushton, John Skipper, Juan Delgado, and the rest of the team at DAZN. It's going to be a great event on September 29th. We're going to put on a great show. This is easily a pay-per-view fight card that MMA fans will buy, but it's going to be part of the DAZN subscription, so we're very excited to put that on for you guys. Thank you. I think I take a picture, guys. Let's go take a picture. Thank you, guys. All right, thanks. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's clear that DAZN is a must-have for all fight fans. And I want everyone to please mark your calendars, September 10th. The DAZN will be available for streaming. There'll be lots of programming going on, and the first big event will be on September 22nd. It'll be live from Wembley as the former heavyweight champion of the world and now the mandatory WBA #1 ranked contender, Olympic gold medal champion Alexander Sasha Povetkin will challenge the undefeated multi-belted world heavyweight champion AJ Anthony Joshua in a spectacular fight. We expect 90,000 fans, as is the normal thing for when AJ fights, and it's going to be a great event, especially for those that will be watching it on DAZN. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to turn the event over to you, the media, for some personal one-on-one time with today's presenters and the guests. The fighters, the executives, the promoters will all be available. But we were going to try to have a group photo, but I think everybody has sort of like melded away into the background and backstage. So I was supposed to say following the photos, but I think we'll just get things started right now. All the fighters and executives are going to be available for comment and Q&A. Thank you all for attending, and just can't wait for September 10th and September 22nd for DAZN. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.